একটা বিষয় আমরা কখনো ভেবে one thing have we ever thought of that O Brahman Hitaya one mantra is there O Brahman Hitaya Bhagavan Sri Krishna by his caste was Kshatriya and Yadav. শোনা যাচ্ছে না
মানে ওই সময়টা যাচ্ছিল না যখন সঙ্গীত আর আমি দুজনে
Bhagavan Sri Krishna was by caste Yadava or Kshatriya. So how he can do Hita for Brahmana? Because go is okay. Because in our Shastra, it is there that caste Brahmana. Because Brahmana is the highest caste, then Kshatriya, then Vaishya, then Shudra. So always think that Brahmana means that Brahmana, what we are discussing now. Tataha Pumstva Tataha Brahmanaha Jantunam Nadajanna Tataha Pumsvam Tataha Brahmanatvam. Then Vaidika Dharma Marga Tartha Vidvatva. In that sense, Brahmana means Brahmani Charitum Shila. Or the Brahma Guna. He is protected by Bhagavan. So here, caste system has been in that mantra also that we did not notice. Okay. Yesterday we were discussing that in our mantra that four things, the four Vedantic things are there, that Adhikari, Vishaya, Prayojana and Sambandha. Main confusing part is Sambandha. That what is the Sambandha? What may be the Sambandha? You know, suppose 20 people are there, not in ashram. 20 people are there, and if you say, let's have a fun, you will get 20 proposals. Someone will tell, let's have a movie. Someone will tell, let's go to a good restaurant. Like that, at least 10 proposals will get. But you will see who are very closed, their proposal also will be closed according to your thing. And where our Sambandha is proximated, the proposal also comes proximately. Likewise, what is the Sambandha with the Vedanta Shastra? I want infinity. I find Ananda. And Ananda means Ananta. I find total cessation of sorrow. I find the total supreme bliss, Paramananda. And Ananda means Ananta, infinitude. And Vedanta proclaims, gives us guarantee that if we adopt Vedanta, by heart Vedanta, in our every step of life, it will give us that infinity. and that relationship with us, that someone. Because infinitude is the name of a Bodha. So when the infinitude is my goal, means Bodhya is my goal. And who am I? I am the Bodha. So there is a sambandha between Bodhya and Bodhaka sambandha. Yeah. Because most confusing part, in any book you will not get the clear meaning of sambandha. Of course.
I have a question.
Yes.
Bodhu to Sambandha. Here the Bodhu is the infinitude, that is Brahman. When there is a Sambandha with Brahman, how can there be a Bodhaka? It is merged one, isn't it?
Before merging, there is individuality. Now, when you are a student of Vedanta, you don't know your infinitude. You are searching for your infinitude. Then you are a separate entity. You are individual. And Brahman is a far-off thing tree. It's another entity. When a sadhaka starts his sadhana with the thing that Koaham, who am I? And it ends with Soaham. Clear? Now, number 3, sloka number 3, we have already discussed today. Some point I have raised. You did not raise, I raised. I will tell you. The mantra is Durlabham Trayame Vaita Devanugraha Hetutam Manushatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samsvayaha. So, Mahapurusha Samsaya. It's like being in contact and surrender to the person of realization. Sangeeta, now, listen to me here. No, otherwise, because with the book you will not get similarity. You will go and study. Otherwise, you will miss some important points. Being in contact and surrendering to the person of realization is Mahapurusha Samsvaya. For that, how is it possible? When your other qualifications are fulfilled. Suppose you want to do MD. So your first criteria is you have to be an MBBS. That is your eligibility, first eligibility. So here, Bhagavan has given us the eligibility after Narajanma, because in Narajanma, you have, no favor, at least in this life. In previous life, you have done something good work, and that is why you have got this human birth. But after that, Punstvam, Viprata, Vaidika Dharma Marga Parata, Vidvatvam, Atma Anatma Vivechanam, and Su Anubhavaha and Brahmatmana Samsthiti. Those are your qualification. I have elaborately discussed. So that's why I am using that Sanskrit terminology. Mahapurush may be many kinds, because who is Mahapurush? It is in my own view. who are in politics, for them, the concept of Mahapurush is different because who are the topmost leaders, they are Mahapurush for them. Who are in film industry, for them Mahapurush are different. Who are in the field of cricket and everything else. For Mumukshu, he is the Mahapurusha who will teach me about Jiva Brahma Aikya. Clear? If I can identify my mumukshutva, my desire for liberation within, then for me, he is a Mahapurusha who will teach me the unity of the individual soul and the total soul. Jiva Brahma Aikya. Clear? Going to a Mahapurusha is not Mahapurusha Samsaya. Going to a Mahapurusha is not Mahapurusha Samsaya. If we see various saints' life, a lot of sevaka they had, but they did not get a glimpse of it. Like, suppose Sri Ramakrishna's life, if we say, Sri Ramakrishna's nephew served Sri Ramakrishna for 21 years. Lastly, he tried to the external posture, tried to imitate the external posture of Sri Ramakrishna. And as a result, he was kicked out from Dakshineshwar. If we ever study or know the life of Holy Mother Sarda Devi, we will find her nephew, niece, even her own brother. They did not get a glimpse of her divinity. They were ready to utilize her money and the physical prosperity she used to get by her devotees. They were ready to acquire money and other things. That is not Mahapurusha Samsaya. Only come to the Mahapurusha, come physically closely proximately is not Mahapurusha Samsaya. You have to learn what he is teaching. You have to study, means you have to think. And if you have to practice. If three things go together simultaneously, that is called Mahapurusha Samsaya. Means Sravan Manan Nididhyasana. Learning, studying, and practicing. Clear? Durlamantrayane vaita devanugraha hetukam Manushatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samsaya. Manushatvam, see, one is getting human birth. It's not in your hand, at least in this very life. But to inculcate your humanity, that is in your heart, in your hand. মানুষ জন্ম পাবো কি পাবো না সেটা তো আর আমার এই জন্মের হাত না, সেটা আমার পূর্ব জন্মের কৃতকর্ম ফল। কিন্তু আমার মধ্যে মনুষ্যত্বকে ডেভেলপ করা তো এই জন্মে আমি করতে পারি। আমার মধ্যে মুমুক্ষুত্ব, desire for liberation, I can develop. And real Mahapurush সংসার, তার কাছে যাওয়া, তার কথা শোনা, তার কথা মনন করা এবং জীবনে তা প্রতিফলিত করা, that is Mahapurush সংসার। Clear? Now the question is in one word, that is Devanugraha. We have told earlier that two things may happen. First one is either by merits we get human birth and everything else, and by our own effort we can inculcate those good conducts. Then where is the question of Devanugraha? Just I raised this question. See, merits are of two kinds. Punno du dhoroner hoy. By one kind of merits, you get a lot of physical prosperity, money, manpower, and whatever you want, you get through that. But desire for liberation, it is also that sort of desire comes out of merit, and that merit directly is possible only with the grace of love. How there will be my devotion for Lord, there is no tablet or capsule. ভগবানের ভক্তি কিভাবে আসে, এর জন্য তো কোনো সমাধান নেই। এর জন্য ভগবানের কৃপা প্রয়োজন, তার উপর ভক্তি হওয়ার জন্য। Only God's grace is required. How we will gain our love and devotion to the Lord. That is the impact of this word, Devanugraha. Clear? Today we will study 4th and 5th. Latva kathanchinnarajanma durlabham. You try to chant together, not you will chant first, you will chant. Then you slow down your voice, then you can hear what others are saying and be in line with them. Okay. Otherwise, it sounds very odd. Latva kathanchinnarajanma durlabham. Tatrapi pumstvam shruti pardarshanam. Yasvatma mukto nayate tamurati. Sahyatmaha swam vinihastya sagrahat. Together. Latva kathanchinnarajanma durlabham. Tatrapi pumstvam shruti pardarshanam. Yasvatma mukto nayate tamurati. Sahyatmaha swam vinihantya satraha kathanchit, by chance or by any chance, in your book, that meaning you will not get. So you can write it down. I am telling the meaning according to the prose order, okay? Kathanchit means by chance, anyhow, kono prokar. Durlabham narajanma means a rare human birth we get. Tatra api. Tatra api means in that human body. Pumstvam means who are having rational thinking and less attachment. Clear? Pumstvam doesn't mean Purush Sharira. Pumstvam means rational thinking and less unnecessary attachment. Even Shruti Paradarshanam. The faculty, the discrimination faculty of Vedanta Vichara Kushalata is Shruti Paradarshanam. Labdva, having gained, Yaha tu Murhatihi. Yaha means Jo, that. Murha here, Vivekarahita, without any discriminating faculty. Nirbodh, Atma Muktau na yateta, who doesn't strive for liberation. Saha Atmaha. Actually, that person commits suicide. He indeed Nishchit Rupa. Asad Grahat, मिथ्या वस्तु को ग्रहण करने से स्वम, वो खुद को विनिहंति, विनाश करते. There is a man who having somehow gained a human embodiment, and they are having a masculine temperament and also a complete knowledge of scriptures, foolish enough if he doesn't strive hard for self-realization. Actually, he verily commits suicide, clinging to things unreal. Atmaha, Atmahatya. Who kills whom? Atma is never been killed. actually we kill our opportunity. Because Atma will never be killed. We think kill, it is not killing. Only body dies. Not the subtle body, not the causal body. And no question of Atma, of killing something else. This human body is our opportunity, the best opportunity we get in our whole life. আমাদের জীবনের সবচেয়ে বড় প্রাপ্তি আমাদের মনুষ্য জন্ম প্রাপ্তি। After gaining this, if we don't strive for getting liberation, if we don't use our sharpened intellect to discriminate the real and unreal, and if we have a bear thinking that it's a blanket, then we actually destroy our own self. That's the impact of this stotra. Here Gurudev is writing, how does a person commit this senseless suicide? By his false attachments with the objects of the world, as he looks out from the parapets of his body and his mind, forgetting his own real nature, which is all-pervading consciousness, he comes to misunderstand himself to be the matter of envelopment, which are nothing but thought created incrustations around the divine in him, perceiving through the prism of the body, mind, and intellect. Why Gurudev has used this word prism? Have you ever thought?
Because it is reflecting prism, makes many lights out of the same ray. So here,
Yes,
the
if
word
you
diverse word it is creating as we are finding. That is why.
the thing is, if you put on light on a prism, what it throws, it's like a rainbow. So the same Sat, same Brahman has reflected as body, mind, intellect, indriyas in that way. So perceiving through the prism of the body, mind, and intellect, he sees the truth splashed and splintered into endless plurality, and the objects give a delusory attachment to the senses and the mind. To satisfy these urges of his body and his mind, the individual runs after the objects. Necessarily, such a deluded person, having misunderstood his real nature, becomes the samsarika ego, a victim of his own ignorance. Ajnanena krito bandha. This fall of the self to the selfish ego is spiritual suicide. So suicide may be many kinds. Who are purchasing some rope and getting hanged, that is physical suicide. But if we don't go for the spirit, Holy Spirit, because spiritual word comes from that. If we don't go for the Holy Spirit, It's a spiritual suicide. If we don't go for Atma, it is Atmaha. Clear? So, something I have noted down. Yah tu Atma muktau na jata. Means, yatnam na karo. And Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji has mentioned thing, Moodhadhi, foolish intellect. It's a scolding, heavy scolding, but out of compassion. When a teacher who is having no blood connection, no blood relationship, no unnecessary attachment, when that person scolds for our betterment, it's the actual love. And that is called selfless love. Yesterday, I was telling someone else last 3-4 months, that person was having a lot of monetary problem. That person told me last night, unnecessarily expenditure and everything else. And that person could not understand that how it is happening. And he remembered something else and he started doing dana. And he told that it's a magic. Within 3-4 months, everything as if in that calm state. So he was just, it's not like in Islam, because why I'm telling, there is a concept of zakat. Zakat is at the time of Eid al-Fitr, they donate 25% of their income. It's a good thing. But there is one point that first you will give it to your relative. But in our Sanatana Dharma, Danam is such kind of thing when your right hand will give, your left hand will not give. And Danam, that is called Danam, where there is no chance to get recognition, praising, whom you don't know. There is no blood relationship. It's not that the person will start propagating me about me, that you know how great this person is. That is the concept of Dhamma. This is Vaidika Siddhanta. And with the physical mathematics, you can't match it, because in physical mathematics, if you start giving your money, it will be ended or shortened. But Vaidika Siddhanta is different. If you give anyone else annam, there will be no shortage of annam at your family, at your end. If you start giving vastram, and if you start giving money, donation, in the, not donation, in the mindset of dana, somehow the money will come, because Bhagavan always jari rakhta hai apna kaam. Now, what is not Atmaha, what is not committing suicide, the highest form of human thinking faculty is taking sannyas. Without sannyasa, moksha is not possible, not possible, not possible. All the Shastra says it's not that you have to leave your everything else and you have to join in an ashram and there you will start another samsara. Sannyasa is the name of Bodha, complete renunciation. Complete renunciation. Complete renunciation. With the proper understanding. भीड़ में जो अकेला हो सकता है वो भी साधु। Complete detachment with the proper understanding and being in the snarl. If you don't inculcate, if you don't adopt that sort of renunciation, sannyasa within you, liberation is a far off thing. Sri Ramakrishna gave a very nice example. বড় লোকের বাড়ির দাসী পরের ছেলেকে নিয়ে আদর করে আমার হরি আমার গোপাল, কিন্তু সে জানে যে আমার হরি বড় হচ্ছে গ্রাম। You know that maid of a rich family comes as a nanny like, and whenever that maid start pampering, caring, nurturing the newborn baby, that oh my son, oh my Hori, oh my Gopal, but she verily knows that there is no connection. My son is growing up in the village. But whenever he is performing her duty, she is performing with the full fledged. That is sannyasa. You see Sri Ramakrishna's life and photos, except one photograph, whatever the Sri Ramakrishna's photograph, have you seen? All the shirts are ironed, the hair is absolutely perfect, the shoes are polished, and he used to wear on that time the perfect clothes. That is the beauty of sannyasa. The perfectness comes. Sannyasa is not the name of indifference. I am a spiritual being, so my shirt is torn over here, my hair is not, managed properly. It's not like that. So Ramakrishna's disciple came, and he was very meditative. And one day he was, before starting meditation, Sri Ramakrishna told, you should bring that umbrella. My umbrella I am giving you, because if there is rain. And he came in ecstasy, because real meditation, it's not acting. And you know what the question Sri Ramakrishna first asked him? where is my umbrella? And he told that just for 2, 3, 4 days or 1 month he have started meditation and Jagat Bhulne, that's it. And see me, আমার পরনের কাপড়ের ঠিক থাকে না, but each and everything how I have managed. Complete renunciate person is a very perfect in each and everything. Yes. This is the meaning of committing suicide. Another thing, so 4 and 5 I have completed. Okay. Yes, just I will. Yes, Ishopanishad, the third mantra, it is the reference of this sloka. Ishopanishad, third mantra. Asuryanamate loka andhena tamasavritah तांसे प्रत्याभिगच्छन्ति एके चात्महनो जनाः. I have elaborately discussed this mantra. Forget, go to the YouTube channel Beauty of Vedanta and search mantra 3. Ishopanishad. Yeah. Okay, up to that. It is clear, na? Up to that, I think no doubt is there. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.